Pornography ruined my life at some point. Now, I'm going to be as transparent as I can with you guys on this topic because I know a lot of people speak on things that they don't really know anything about. They have no experience. They've never been through anything. They go and they research and then they make videos. I don't subscribe to that, so I don't put out content like that. You guys know I rarely edit my videos, but nonetheless, I think a lot of men hide from this topic because it's embarrassing, and you don't want the world to know things of this nature. But with me, I'm all about the truth and experience of what I went through, so I'm gonna lay it all out for you guys. At some point in my life, pornography had a hold on me, and it was ruining my life at the moment. Now, I've been exposed to pornography since I was a kid. I think like most men, we are exposed to pornography at an early age, and it is very detrimental to us. Pornography had me focused on pleasure more than anything in my life. I could have been at a party, I could have been at school, I could have been at the gym, I could have been at home. I was always trying to find a way to go and release, bust a nut, bust a load, whatever term you want to use. I was always trying to find the next video that would get me aroused or bring me to the point of no return. And I was into some pretty crazy stuff because obviously it starts off as you're exposed to sex, something you don't know anything about. So it went from just boy on girl, man on woman, different positions. Some would say normal sex. At some point, pornography wasn't so drastic back in the day. And then it went on to, threesomes, gangbangs, whatever. I'm not going to get too explicit on here. Got to watch what I say, but I'm going to be as transparent as far as my experience. I got into a pretty dark place, whereas when I got to the point where I was having sex, I would have to think about something that was like insane just to get an erection. I could have a beautiful woman next to me. Hell, I believe as a man, naturally, you're supposed to just be aroused at a woman being next to you, right? You have to control yourself to not become aroused around her, but you find her attractive. It's natural. It was the complete opposite with me. I had to find ways to become aroused and into the woman that I was with because I was so diluted with extreme pornography that my dopamine was all messed up. I couldn't get aroused of just a woman being naked in front of me. I had to think about her being railed or 4 or 5 dudes gangbanging or running a train on her for me to even think, okay, I can get into the flow of this. I can get into the mind state of I'm about to have sex with this woman. So you fast forward and years of addiction, and I'm talking about years. I'm still with my wife. Well, we wasn't married at the time, but I met my wife and I was still addicted to pornography. And like how a lot of people don't tell the world or they're scared to express this, I never told her. So she ended up catching me one day, not necessarily watching pornography, but actually masturbating. And for you guys who've been with women that necessarily don't participate in those things, to her it was devastating. It was heartbreaking because she feels as if I want sex, if I want anything pleasurable in regards to sex, I should come to her, which is 100% true. We're in a relationship. If I want anything sexual, I can go to my woman. That's how it's supposed to be. My wife never kept sex away from me. When we first met till now, not to get too explicit, but I'm being honest with you guys. She never was the type of woman to withhold sex from me. So in moments where we were young in our relationship, we went through the whole dating, phase and everything, and we made a decision to be together. But sex was something that's important for me and her. It's natural. It was devastating and heartbreaking for her to witness me masturbating. And I know a lot of men, younger than me obviously, but men that are older than me, a lot older than me, we are still having these problems till today. And it's ruining us as men. It's ruining us because it can bring all sorts of other problems outside of sex. You can suffer from anxiety. You can suffer from lack of confidence. You can suffer from, you can become shy. You know, it does a lot of things to our brain, whereas we are not who we truly are amongst people, not just women. You could be in a social setting and someone could be talking about something important, something that's important to you. And eventually your mind wanders and you're ready to go run to the bathroom to bust that nut. You're thinking about the beautiful woman that's standing next to you who you don't know, she don't know you. She may smile, say hi, she's being kind, she's being polite, whatever the case may be. And the whole time you're thinking like, yeah, she wants it. She wants the D. She wants to go right now and give me a blowjob in the bathroom because you've witnessed the scenes and the acts in pornography. So you are associating it with real life. Reality is free. Fantasies cost. Fantasies will cost every ounce of energy and resource that you have. Freedom has a price. You will lose every ounce of energy and resources you have to pay the price for freedom. But reality is free. And the reality is not one woman on this planet, although there are hookups and they happen fast, not one woman on this planet, soon as you lay eyes on her, she's ready to go the distance. I mean, like, she's all in like a porn scene. It's not going to work like that. I'm not saying you can't get a woman to get to that level with you, but you know, you're going to have to get to know this person, spend time with this person. She's going to have to open up. She's going to have to become vulnerable. She's going to have to be sexually attracted to you. She's going to have to trust you to get to that level. I'm not saying that it's impossible. Obviously, people do what they want in their sexual lives and personal lives. But to think it's just, you meet a girl in an elevator and 10 seconds later, like, you're banging her in the elevator and you open the door and everybody's watching. It's just like, come on. It's scenes, man. It's fantasies. And those things can cost you. It can cost you money. It can cost you your job. It can cost you your reputation. And I didn't go down that hole. But as far as real life experience, you will put yourself in a bad spot. Now, a few things that I would say can help is you need to make sure you control what you are indulging on a day-to-day basis. Some of you guys are on TikTok, you're on Instagram, you're on Twitter, Snapchat. I don't even have those social media platforms. I mean, I may start an Instagram one day. I think I have a link to my YouTube channel, but I think I deleted it. It takes about 30 days, but it's because I really don't use those platforms. I'm focusing on YouTube. This is where I feel like I can reach the most of my crowd, you know, the people that's into the content that I put out. But on Instagram, you're going to see a lot of naked women. They're going to be half naked. You're going to see porn on Twitter. You're going to see pornography on Snapchat. You're going to see it on TikTok. I mean, it's pretty much everywhere. You have to be aware of what gets you aroused. So you have to do the work. Pornography isn't the problem. We are the problem. I was the problem with my addiction. For the men out there that have an addiction, you are the problem with your porn addiction. It's not pornography itself. We can blame pornography for being even a thing, right? For even being exposed to the world, especially free. But look at it like this. Pornography is free, and you still have men that pay hard-earned money to watch OnlyFans, which is basically people who just selectively make content to get paid directly to their bank accounts. They don't have to go through the source, which is porn sites, Pornhub, porn businesses, pornography businesses. They don't have to go and be like a second, third party. They can be direct. You can pay them, it hits their account, and they can pretty much control the price and whatever it is that they put out as content. But this is why I say you go from the simple boy on girl, girl on boy, or whatever you're into, to the extreme, to the point where you're spending hundreds of dollars watching men and women have sex. And I know for some people it's not a big deal, but for me, that took me down a rabbit hole. And we always talk about success on this channel. We talk about everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. That's kind of like a motto that stuck with me ever since I was told that as a younger kid. And obviously it took me some maturing to get to the point where I fully understood. But when you have a problem, you have to identify the problem. And the problem was not pornography. The problem was me. After you identify the problem, you have to go through things to deal with the issue. So I had to control how I was being aroused. I have to rewire my brain. Now, I'll probably make another video on that. But when you have a porn addiction, when you have any addiction, but specifically porn addiction, it can ruin you. And it ruined me. You know, I had to climb out of a hole. Now, obviously, my wife, she's still with me till today. So I would say she's a keeper. But as men, we shouldn't take anybody through that type of pain and experience. And I'm being 100% transparent. You have guys out here that are, and we're not here to judge, we're just here to talk now. Let's get that. It's like a disclaimer on my channel. You have men out here that are paying prostitutes for sex. You're paying strippers for sex. Some of you guys are out here just straight up paying young women, children. They're not children, but you get what I'm saying. You guys are like 40 and you're sleeping with 19-year-olds. I mean, whatever floats your boat, man. I mean, is she legal? Yeah, but she's like a child. But if that gets you off, I mean, I would even say that's like a form of porn addiction, because what do you see? You see 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds on here with 40-year-old men, and they're just getting gangbanged and they're getting railed, and that sexually arouses men. And you go into the social setting and you're quick to think about the 18-year-old girls that are just, you know, they just became legal, they just became adults, but you're like 40 years old, 50 years old, and you're steady trying to, I need me an 18-year-old, you know, I need me a 21-year-old. I've heard men say this, and it's just like, bro, like, get a life. Like, people always downplay money. I tell you guys, when I'm focused on money, it's a lot of things I do not become distracted with. And when I hear certain people say things, it's like a mindset to me. It's not like I'm outright judging, but it's like, you have problems with a lot of other things in your life too if you're sitting there drooling over an 18-year-old and you're 40. I wouldn't give a damn how beautiful, how fine she is. Like, bro, come on. You got some other things you need to drool over, like maybe success, some wealth, something. Like, I don't know. But that's just me. I'm being completely transparent, guys. This is something that is not talked about enough, and if it is, it's people researching and making videos. You don't have a lot of men. The amount of men that are actually addicted to porn versus the men that are on platforms talking about it and bringing awareness to it, it's like drastic. You might have 100 guys, maybe even less, talking about their porn addiction, and then you have millions of guys that, hundreds of millions that are not even talking about it, and then you may have a million or two that research it as like they're doctors or they're psychologists or whatever they are, and they themselves are not necessarily addicted to it, but they're men, so they feel the need to talk about something that they can research as being able to relate in some way, shape, or form. But if you guys have issues with porn, man, you have to do the work. Identify that you are the problem. It's not pornography, because, like I said, a lot of things have always been here. And I think some way, shape, or form, sex on the screen has been around for a while, you know. So you can't really blame that. You got to really just look yourself in the mirror and understand that it's you that's always fiending for that next dopamine hit. And you have to rechannel yourself to do something else. And I'll continue to make videos about this because I can go really in depth on how I overcame my porn addiction. But this video is just to talk about how it actually did, you know, almost ruin my life at one point. I was broke. I mean, I had a job, but did I put the effort that I do now into my success? Absolutely not. Pornography ruined my success at that point. Pornography held me back. Pornography held me back with my relationships. Pornography held me back with connecting with people, networking. Pornography, just my health. I didn't work out. I didn't eat right. It was like everything was quick. As quick as I wanted to watch porn and ejaculate, I wanted to go eat something that was unhealthy. I wanted to go to McDonald's. I wanted to go to Burger King. I wanted to go to Wendy's. I wanted to go here. Which is fine, right? You can build a healthy relationship with food across all aspects. But when you're eating fast food every day and you are watching pornography every day, I mean, at some point that has to be detrimental to your health, your mental health, your physical health, and your mental health. So pornography took me down a rabbit hole. For you guys that can relate, get in the comment section, leave a comment, let's talk about it. But I just want to get that out there because I know a lot of you guys, subscribers or not, it's a lot of men out here that are addicted to porn, and it's ruining them. And I always say, actions speak louder than words. Action is more of an impact than talking. But certain things we should talk about. People want to talk about everything. I like to talk about certain things because what's understood doesn't need to be explained with some things. People just want to talk because it's like an easy way out. But this right here, let's hold ourselves accountable. Let's realize that we have an issue. We have an addiction. It's a problem. But we are the problem, and we must deal with ourselves first.